Good morning, boys and girls. We're back down the garage. Yes, it is morning. It is a Monday morning. I have the week off work this week, purely to focus on the GTC. As you can see, not much has changed since the last video, which was about 4 or 5 weeks ago. We are getting very, very close to show season. We've got 5 weeks until this first outing in the GTC. And as you can see, it's got no engine, it's got no gearbox, it's got no rear axle, it's got no rear suspension, etc. So, the plan for this week is to crack on with the chassis. So, just a quick reminder for all those that have forgotten, or those that maybe didn't see the last video. Oh, that light's terrible. We stripped the back end of this out, and the back of the chassis is looking rather crusty. There's quite a lot of crust and rust on the floor that's fallen off. So the first thing we're going to do today is strip the fuel tank out, because I still need to do that. So I'm going to strip the fuel tank out, and then I'm going to get under here with some load of wire brushes. Let me move so you can actually see what's going on. I'm going to get a load of wire brushes, basically grinder attachment, drill attachments, etc. Get that chassis super duper clean, and then I have got some Raptor. So I'm going to get some Raptor etching primer on there, and then some Raptor bed liner is what we're going to use on this underneath on the chassis. And this the chassis only, because obviously fiberglass car, the body of the car is fine. There's no problem at all. So yeah, that is essentially what we're going to crack on with today. And then once that's done, we're going to start moving back to stripping the axle, getting the axle sorted. Gearbox just needs a good clean. It's not actually that bad. We will put a filter kit in that. Engine just needs a complete overhaul. So we'll give it a good old clean down, etc. New sets of plugs, coils, new air filter, the whole shebang with the engine basically. And then what we need to do is we've started sanding the engine bay down. As you can see, the old man has been doing this in the background. We need to finish sanding this down a little bit, and we are changing the colour. So this car was originally mulberry red, as you can see in that picture there. That's not this car, obviously. That's just an example that we pulled off the internet. This car was originally mulberry red. You can see the original red down there. Now it's been black since 1983, I think, so it's been black most of its life. We were going to keep it black, and then the old man came to me the other day and said, you know what, let's go back to the original colour. So that is exactly what we're going to be doing. We're going to get all of this sorted chassis wise, etc, etc, and then we're going to paint the engine bay red for now up until this lip, so that we can get everything back in and get it running. The bodywork itself, the external bodywork, is going to stay black for this year, because we're not going to get a chance to get it all done, and we don't want to rush it. So that's all going to stay black for now, and then we'll take it off the road next summer and do all the next winter, and do all the extra little bits and pieces of stripping the. And we'll take it off the road next winter and do the rest of the bodywork in that mulberry red. So yeah, I've got my work cut out. I've only got a week on it, and well, we best crack on. Okay, so as always, I got distracted on a little side quest. So this tiny little this tiny little air compressor here, I actually got given for free the other day. Someone was doing a garage clearance that I know of and said, look, do you want it? Just want it to go to good home. So it cost me the exchange of a bottle of wine, New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, and I gave them the bottle of wine, they gave me the compressor. So little side quest before we get started is I'm going to hook this up inside the shed out the back there, in tandem with my other one going into the bulk tank, so that we have a little bit more air. So in theory it should be as simple as picking this up from here, walking out of here one-handed. So those of you that haven't seen my compressor video, it's quite a good one, just go back and watch that. But basically, I'll give you a quick recap once I get around here. In the shed out here, I have a huge great big bulk tank. I say huge great big bulk tank, I guess it's about 100 150 litres, and I run it off of this tiny little compressor here, which sort of fills everything up, and then I've got loads of nice cool dry air. I have got a water filter, oil filter, and a condenser cooler there, etc, etc, basically for dodgy light again, basically for spray painting and stuff, bits and pieces. So yeah, the plan is I'm going to hook that one up here alongside this one, and these will both then feed into there in tandem, and we should be all good to go. So yeah, let me get this hooked up and we'll go from there. Right, mini side quest aborted because hang on, let me just turn that light off. Mini side quest aborted because I haven't got the right T-piece, but basically I've had to take the cowling off just to make it fit height wise, but it does fit quite nicely there, left and right, as you can see. Basically this is going to tee into that, just there. That runs down the back of there into the big bulk tank, so I will have about 300 litres of 300 litres, 250, 300 litres worth of air. So yeah, right, let's actually get on to, turn around that way. Let's actually get on to doing what we came here to do today and get this GTC back on the road. Alright, fuel tank is out. That was actually quite easy, to be honest. It was just undo 4 screws there, undo a Jubilee clip in there, and 4 bolts. So it literally hit me on the head on the way down. I did have to take the rear bumper off. I was hoping I might get away with it, but there was just no way I was going to be able to get to any of this under here with the bumper on. So rear bumper came off. That was a little bit more tricky because that's bolts inside all of these little fucking holes here and there and whatever else. But now that it's off, you can see it's actually not that much to clear up, to be honest. I mean, all of the chassis has got to be cleared up, like every inch of it, but there's not actually a lot of chassis to clear up. So basically, yeah, you can just see that it's really crusty in here, it's all falling off. So it doesn't look like there's any rot. I mean, obviously we'll find out once we start cleaning it up, but I think it's all just surface crusty bubbly stuff. So yeah, I'm going to put some masks on. I'm going to put a goggle on. My words out today. I'm going to put some goggles on and a mask on, get the grinder out and put a wire cut brush on the grinder and just go ham at this and see how clean I can get it, how quickly I can get it. And then, once it's all cleaned up, we can start putting some primer on it. So, yeah, let's do that. In fact, let me show you this. Obviously, you've all seen the new daily in the previous video. If you haven't seen the previous video, you should probably go and watch the previous video. Let me just find my keys to the daily. That's the normal keys. So yeah, it may well be a Porsche, which you might think, well, that's not very practical. Actually, on the contrary, the frunk is really quite big. I can fit all of the bits that I need for the GTC in it. So yeah, I've got enough brake clean to last me the rest of the year. Just work that out. What else have we got in here? We've got loads of brushes, cut brushes, wire goggles, some new goggles because I can't see out my old ones. And in this box here we have got a load of letters and shit. Get rid of all of that. We have got some Raptor anti-corrosive epoxy primer to go on the underside before we put the Raptor coating on top. So yeah, I'm going to stick these on, stick a mask on, stick one of these in the grinder, start making a mess. Right, let's crack on.
Right, here we go then. I feel like something out of one of those like end of the world movies where there's like, I don't know, viruses and shit going around. Hang on, was that 2019? Yeah, it might have been. Anyway, right, let's give this a go, shall we? We'll move over here. Can you see what I'm doing? Yes, you can. Right, let's go. I left the front of my car open and all of this shit just blew straight out the door into the car. Wonderful.
Anyway, that's actually coming up really quite nicely, and that's not taking an awful lot of effort either. And on first view, I'd say we're pretty good in terms of no rot or anything like that. Right, I'm going to crack on because this is going to take a few hours. See you in a minute. Right, well, you can't see really well because of that light, but I reckon I've had about 40 minutes at it, and it's looking better than it was. I mean, just look at that side that I've not touched yet, and then look at this side which I have. I mean, it's not shiny brand new, it's never going to be, but it's yeah, it looks alright. My ears are ringing like fuck. I think I need to go and get some earplugs, but yeah, it's getting there. You know, the side's all fairly well cleaned up. I need to get right into all the little tight corners, so I'm trying to do all the bits with the grinder wheel first, and then I'll get the drill out with the smaller wire brush bits and pieces that make things a lot easier to get right into the nitty gritty and whatnot. But camera's absolutely covered in it. I'm absolutely covered in it. Floor's covered in it. It's one of those messy jobs. So I remember watching Mitch do this on his Mark II Escort a little while back, some of his videos, and I remember thinking, "God, that's a shit job. Don't envy him nothing to do that." So yeah, now here I am doing it myself. So there we go. Anyway, right, I'm going to crack on rather than stop waffling. See you in a bit. Right, well, it was going alright. It was going absolutely fine, to be honest with you. Look at the fucking state of me. It was going okay until the grinder with the wheel on it got caught, and it ripped my glove off, and it also then proceeded to rip most of the skin off the tops of my fingers. You have no fucking idea how much it hurt. It was unbelievably painful. I had to take a number of deep breaths and gather myself. I mean, it doesn't look that bad now. I've got all four plasters on there. But there was a lot of fucking blood everywhere, and I had to wrap it in a towel for quite a long time to try and stop the fucking bleeding. So that's how it's going. That hand is around really fucking painful, and I can't really do anything with it. So it's kind of put a stopper on it. Well, on that for today, anyway. It was going alright, to be fair. We've got quite a reasonable amount of it cleaned up. Get this trolley, come on the car a little bit. Yeah, it's coming up okay. Again, no rot, which is always a good thing. I mean, let's look at that as a positive. No rot, just a load of surfaced crud, which was coming off really quite nicely. As you can see, it's all over the floor. So I think what I'm going to do is have a quick. You can't see me there because the sunshine. It is a fucking glorious day. It is a wonderful day. I'm going to have a quick tidy up underneath there, just try and neaten things up a little bit. And then I'm going to go wash my face because it's filthy. And I'm going to go get the bits that I need, T-pieces and stuff, to get those two compressors hooked up. Because I need to start blowing this down with air as well to get all the the dust that's settling up in the places out. I also need to go and get some more of these little cups because these are all okay, but I need like a long one, like a long penciled shaped one to get right up in the corners in the drill. So that's what I'm going to do, and then hopefully by then my fingers would have stopped hurting a little bit, but to be honest, they are really fucking painful. Anyway, right, I'll catch you in a minute.
bye.